The thousands of files from the U.S. Embassy in Jakarta covering 1963-66 were made public Tuesday after a declassification review that began under the Obama administration. The Associated Press reviewed key documents in the collection in advance of their release. The files fill out the picture of a devastating reign of terror by the Indonesian army and Muslim groups that has been sketched by historians, and in a U.S. State Department volume that was declassified in 2001 despite a last-minute CIA effort to block its distribution. In 1965, Indonesia had the world's third-largest communist party after China and the Soviet Union, with several million members, and the country's president, the charismatic Sukarno, was vociferously socialist and anti-American. U.S. officials despaired of Indonesia's apparently unstoppable drift into the communist fold and were ecstatic when conservative generals imposed martial law in Jakarta, seized state radio and set out to annihilate the country's Communist Party on the pretext that it had tried to overthrow the government. Within months, the army would prevail in its power struggle with Sukarno, shifting Indonesia's political orientation to the U.S. and opening its huge market to American companies. The newly released files underline the U.S. Embassy's and State Department's early, detailed and ongoing knowledge of the killings and eagerness to avoid doing anything that would hinder the Indonesian army. Historians had already established that the U.S. provided lists of senior Communist Party officials, radio equipment and money as part of active support for the army. The documents also showed that U.S. officials had credible information that contradicted the Indonesian army's lurid story that the kidnapping and killing of 7 generals in an abortive coup by junior officers on September 30, 1965, which paved the way for the bloodbath, was ordered by the Indonesian Communist Party in Beijing.